Hello students, how are you? Now this is the fourth part of the chapter The Necklace. So in this video we are going to study about the remaining chapter. How would it have been if she had not lost the necklace? Who knows? How singular is life and how full of changes. How small a thing will ruin or save one. Means now she is thinking about the previous days, that how happy she was, how enjoyable she was feeling, and this only one necklace has changed her entire life, and in fact it has ruined her life. One Sunday, as she was taking a walk in the Champs-Elysees to rid herself of the cares of the week, she suddenly perceived a woman walking with a child. One Sunday, she was coming back to her home from doing the purchasing, and suddenly she saw a woman who was walking with a child. It was Madame Forestier, still young, still pretty, still attractive. Now Madame Forestier was a very rich lady. She did not have any trouble, any tensions, any problems of life. So she was quite happy and she was feeling very ecstatic. When Madame Loisel saw this lady, she recognized that this is Madame Forestier, and she was looking very attractive, very charming. Madame Loisel was affected. Should she speak to her? Yes, certainly. And now that she had paid, she would tell her all. So, Madame Loisel was thinking that whether I should go and talk to her, when she will see me, what she will say. But then she decided that yes, I should go and talk to her. Now all my debts are paid. I don't have any debt on my life. So now I can tell her all the entire incident. She approached her. Good morning, Jean. Her friend did not recognize her and was astonished. Astonished means surprised to be so familiarly addressed by this common personage. Now, because of the appearance of Madame Loisel, Madame Forestier could not recognize her. But she thought that maybe this lady knows me. That's why she is talking to me. She stammered, "But Madame, I do not know. You must be mistaken." Now, Madame Forestier told to her that I could not recognize you. I don't know who you are. Maybe you have mistaken. Maybe you think that you know me. No, I am Matilda Loisel. So the lady told that no, you know me and I also know you. I am Matilda Loisel. Her friend uttered a cry of astonishment. She was very, very surprised to see her. Oh, my poor Matilda, how you have changed. I cannot recognize you. You have changed so much. How this all happened? Yes, I have had some hard days since I saw you, and some miserable ones, and all because of you. So Matilda told that all these days I have been in too much of trouble, too much of problems, too much of difficulties. I have led a very difficult life, and because of this life I have changed so much that you could not recognize me, and the problems were all because of you. Because of me? How is that? So she was surprised to listen that what I have done to you. You recall the diamond necklace that you loaned me to wear to the minister's ball? Now she started explaining that how she was responsible for her life. So she told that, do you remember that you have given me one day diamond necklace? Yes, very well. Well, I lost it. So Matilda told that I have lost that diamond necklace. How is that, since you returned it to me? But Madame Forestier told that how you can say that you have lost your necklace. In fact, you have returned that necklace to me. I returned another to you exactly like that, and it has taken her 10 years to pay for it. So Matilda told that that was not the real necklace which you have given me. It is just a copy, imitation one. This is the another necklace which I had to purchase, and then I gave it to you. That necklace I have lost. You can understand that it was not easy for us who have nothing, but it is finished, and now I am decently content. Means you can imagine that I don't belong to a rich family. I belong to a middle class family, and such a costly diamond necklace if I have to purchase, then how much efforts I and my husband must have put on. But now everything is over. We have also paid the money. Madame Forestier stopped short. She said, "You say that you bought a diamond necklace to replace mine." So Madame Forestier told that you mean to say that you have this is the imitation of that necklace and you have purchased another diamond necklace for me to replace that one which you have lost. Yes, you did not perceive it then. They were just alike. Can't you see that? Didn't you feel that this is the copy one? Because maybe you could not understand because it is just the same which you have given me. And she smiled with proud and simple joy. Madame Forestier was touched and took both her hands as she replied, "Oh, my poor Matilda, mine were false. They were not worth over 500 francs. Now you can see the irony in the end which is presented. She told us truth. Madame Forestier told the truth that necklace was not the real diamond necklace. It was the imitation of diamonds and the cost of it was only 500 francs. In fact, you should have asked me earlier that what is the cost of this necklace. So, you should not have put yourself into trouble and problems. Clear? I hope this story is clear to you. Now, we will discuss the question answers of the chapter. The first question when it was asked in the beginning of the chapter was, what kind of person is Madame Loisel? Why is she always unhappy? So this is the question which was asked. I am just reading the main points which you can write in your exam. Madame Loisel is a pretty young lady who is always unhappy because she is poor. Now she was born in a middle class family and she was also married to one of the clerk only. Her husband was not a rich man. So by nature she was not happy with the life. She is born into a family of clerks and is married to one as she had no dowry. Means her parents did not have money to pay for the marriage. They did not have dowry to pay. So she was married to an ordinary clerk. She always dreams of living a life of luxury with fine food on the table and fine clothes and expensive jewelry to wear. She feels tortured and angry at her shabby life, the shabby apartment she lives in and the shabby furniture it houses. She has expected to live a very luxurious life in which she could wear costly clothes and costly jewelry. So she was not at all happy with her life which she was living at the present. Next question, what kind of a person is her husband? Now you have to discuss her husband. Monsieur Loisel is a poor clerk. He is hard-working and economical with expenses. Means he is not spendthrift. He thinks a lot after purchasing the thing that how much money I have to spend on it. He loves his wife and wants to see her happy. He gives her the money he had saved to buy a gun for himself so that she could buy herself a dress for the dinner. He is clever as he suggests borrowing jewelry from her friend. He also comes up with a quick plan to buy some time before they can retrieve and return the lost necklace. It is only her husband who comes up with the plan that how they can replace the previous necklace with some new one. The next question is, what fresh problems now disturbs Madame Loisel? The fresh problem that now disturbs Madame Loisel is that she had no jewels to wear for the dinner. She is vexed. Vexed means she is angry and anxious, worried, as she does not want to attend the dinner looking poverty stricken. Okay, so she was not having jewelry to wear. So she did not present herself as a poor lady belonging to a middle class family. How is the problem solved? Now this problem of necklace, how it was solved? The problem is solved by her husband, who suggests that she borrows jewels from her rich friend Madame Forestier. Next question, what do Monsieur and Madame Loisel do next? Monsieur Loisel goes to the back track the way they had walked before hailing a carriage in the hope that the necklace may have been dropped there. Madame Loisel stays up the whole night waiting for her husband to return as she cannot bring herself to go to bed. Loisel returns at 7 in the morning after an unsuccessful search. He goes to the police and to the cab officers and puts an advertisement in the newspapers offering a reward. She waits all day in a state of bewilderment before this frightful disaster. Loisel returns in the evening, his face pale, having discovered nothing. He suggests that she write to her husband that she has broken the clasp of the necklace and that she will have it repaired. That she will give them some time to retrieve it. Okay. Now the next question is, how do they replace the necklace? In what way they have replaced? In a shop of the Palace Royal, they find a chaplet of diamonds, which seemed to them exactly like the one they had lost. It is valued at 40,000 francs. They get it for 36,000. Loisel possessed 18,000 francs, which his father had left him. He borrows the rest from users and moneylenders to pay the amount. Why would Matilda not listen to her husband when he asked her to wait, for he wanted to call a cab? When it was the time for the Loisels to leave, Monsieur Loisel threw around Matilda's shoulders the modest wraps they had brought. Matilda did not wish the other women who were wrapping themselves in rich furs to notice it. So she did not wait for Loisel to call a cab and hurried away. Next question is, what part did Matilda do heroically when they ran into huge debts to replace the lost necklace? When Loisel ran into huge debts to replace the lost necklace, Matilda did all she could to repay the debt. She sent away the maid and changed their lodgings. They rented some rooms in an attic. She did all the odious jobs of the household, washing the dirty clothes, soiled linen, clothes and dish clothes. She took down the garbage to the street each morning and brought up the water, stopping at each landing of the stairs to catch her breath. She went to the grocers, the butchers, and the fruiterers with a basket on her arm, shopping and haggling to the last penny like a common woman. Next question is, how had Matilda become at the end of 10 years? Means what was her appearance? How she has completely changed. At the end of 10 years, the Loisels had repaid the loans, but years of hardship had taken a toll on Matilda. She looked old now. She had become strong and hard, like the crude woman of a poor household. Her hair was badly dressed and her skirts were lopsided. Her hands were red and no longer dainty, as she spoke in a loud tone like a coarse woman. Other question is, what is the twist at the end of the story, the necklace? Now, after reading the entire chapter, the entire story, what twist or what turning point you find in the story? The Loisels spent 10 years of their life repaying loans they had to take to replace a diamond necklace they had borrowed and lost. They rent rooms in an attic and work overtime to repay the money. At the end of 10 years of ordeal, they are content, means they are satisfied. But when Matilda mentions this to Madame Forrester with some pride, Madame Forrester explains that her necklace was false and not more than 500 francs. So at the end of the story, there's a great turning point when Madame Forrester speaks the truth that necklace, that diamond necklace, was not made up of real diamonds. The cost of it was only 500 francs. So unnecessarily, Madame Loisel has spoiled her life in arranging so much of amount for the necklace, in purchasing the necklace of the real diamonds and then returning it to her. So this is all about the story. I hope you have understood the question answers also. Now the next video we will come up with the new chapter. Thank you.